their assistant news and sports director in Hutchinson. It's part of Eagle Communication, which is a group of radio stations and cable companies in 3 states here, and just enjoying a little slower time now, but it's all good.
We're glad to have you on board. In fact, you were heading to a city council in Hutchinson, so you're diversified. You are a guy that can cover a lot of events here. Class 1A boys 4x400 meter relay. This is the first leg to go, and our lane assignments are as follows. Caldwell is in lane 1, Burlingame. This is a really good time to talk about that. Dighton, South Gray backstretch because they'll stay in their same lane at least for 1 lap. Osborne lane 5, lane 6 is Centralia. Stockton is in lane 7, and Wallace County is in lane 8. How would you stack your relay team? Do you like your best leg fourth or first? What do you think?
Well, it really depends on what situation you're in. If you're one of the teams that's a little bit farther back, you may front load. That is putting your 2 big guys up at the front, trying to get yourself up at the front. You never know what can happen. Drop batons, trips, falls, anything. You know, especially with the handoffs in the 4x4 that are so frantic, the handoffs between the second and third leg and the third and fourth leg. So you got to really take care. If you're one of the teams that's a little bit further back and trying to pry your way into the finals, you may front load that team. We'll just see how that pans out.
See, the front load to me in comparison is like the Euro step in basketball. It's kind of the same term. That's neat. I'm going to use that. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can use it. Absolutely. Front load for me is what happens when you get to be about 50. You know,
it's also what they talk about in terms of mutual funds. If you're front loaded or a no load, you can do that. A, B share. But here, this 4x400 meter relay in Class 1A, keeping our eye on the leaders as. We've talked about lots of things, but Rod, good point to bring up with you as we're in the second leg here, the fact that, hey, if you're trying to win a meet, you want your 4x400 meter relay team to be strong because generally this is the last event of the day.
Well, and you've got to be able to get yourself there, too, and it starts with sprinting. You've said so well earlier today about how one person in some of the smaller schools can really make a difference. The most notable one I could think of is Renee Bumgarner back in 78, 79, and 80. She ran for Coldwater, then ran for Newton for a year, then ran back at Coldwater, and she just dominated the hurdle events, one of the fastest hurdlers in the state of Kansas. Still has some of the old 200 low hurdles and 200 high hurdle records. So, yeah, it can make a big difference.
Well, 10 times 10 times 10 or 10 plus 10 plus 10. Those are big. We get 3 gold medal winners and 30 points. That's a great way to start here. We are in what is the third leg now, the 1A 4x400 meter relay. We will do Class 2A, then Class 3A, and then what's going to happen here is Rod Zook's going to take over play-by-play duties, and I'm going to take a little bit of a nap, and I'll see you tomorrow. And then Leon's going to sit. How about Leon? You okay working with Leon? I think you're all right with that.
I can do that.
All right. I think I like Leon. Leon does a great job with this. All the things he's got. He's doing indoor football tomorrow. Talk about being diversified. How about that? I bet you're not doing indoor football now, are you?
I do not get to do indoor football.
There you go. I topped your story then. So here we are in, the smooth running toward the finish. I'm going to get you at least a feel here for who's ahead here in this 4x400 meter relay in Class 1A. And this, as we head to this backstretch here, 34-25. The Rebels are in front, getting chased down heartily. And look at this, 150 meters to go. Look at the stride.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about this right now, you have 2 teams. You're well out in front. The first 2 are going to go. No real reason to get into a big race, but these kids are really not used to running prelims and coming back the next day and running finals. You've talked about that earlier today. You kind of got to pick and choose your fights a little bit when you're in the preliminary heats like this.
I think this is St. Francis that just won this preliminary, but I'm going to check that. The Rebels have won it. We know that. Person Elyria Christian is in lane 8. Amongst this 8, best time and a time worth noting is St. Francis. Did they really run a 3:28?
That's bringing it. Smoking. That is moving along really well, especially in Class 1A.
So they ran a 3:28.86, Rod. That means that their time is actually 6 seconds faster than the second qualifying time. That is off the charts. That's really unusual. That's why I had to take a look at that. I thought that maybe it was a bit of a typo. But,
and if you're St. Francis, you just want to take care of business. You don't want to get caught up in anybody's mistakes. You just want to get the handoffs away cleanly. If you're some of the teams a little bit farther back, maybe St. Francis, you're relying on them to maybe pull you along a little bit. Maybe you get yourself a time fast enough that will get you into the finals.
St. Francis is lane 4. Aaliyah Christian had a pretty good start out in lane 8. But we'll go to the stagger here after we get 1 lap in. But this is St. Francis. And right on his shoulder is Opie. And the first to the baton, I think it's going to be Opie. No, St. Francis. St. Francis beat Opie to the first handoff. But those two are pretty close. They'll get around the back curve and then head to the stagger. And carrying the baton right now for St. Francis, it should be Wyatt Hackler. I'll check the bib numbers, make sure we're right there. But Wyatt Hackler is a junior. So Jordan Raby had the first leg for St. Francis. Wyatt Hackler, the junior. And then right behind him is Opie. Opie should be Carter Cox. Cox is a sophomore. As the junior Wyatt Hackler extends that lead from about was pretty close for a moment. Now it's almost 20 meters.
Hackler trying to, Opie trying to just hang on there, starting to tie up a little bit. Tried to sprint out and catch the leaders. That doesn't always work. You got to keep yourself under some control. Got himself a little out of position. It's going to hurt Opie.
Hanover's White, Zaborski, Losi, and Juneman back in 2015 ran a 3:25.10. Hanover, in fact, I think some of those, they're in this race. So Hanover is actually started out in lane 6. So maybe some of those, I have to check that, but that's not that long ago, 2015. But I will tell you this, we got Opie out in front. This is, St. Francis out in front. And this is Taylor Rogers. Rogers is the senior. Back curve and the battle for second with Opie. Opie trying to hold off again. Second's important. The second will get you automatically in, and there's a new team in second place at the moment. St. Francis, Opie in third, and a new team in second place. Is that Ashland? Might be Ashland.
I believe it's either Ashland or Lebo.
It could be, I think it could be Lebo. Hard to read the jerseys, but we'll check it out.
Now you're in a situation here, you're Opie. You want to chase this guy down. If you're going to chase after him, if you're in third and you're going to chase and try to get yourself an assured spot, you got to decide how much energy you want to expend, especially since you're going into the wind down the backstretch, which again is kind of different here at Cessna Stadium. How much energy can you expend to keep yourself in the fight so you can stay in second place when you get to the home stretch?
St. Francis lead goes to 80 now, 90 meters, 100 meters to go. The time and the seeds 3:28.66. And they're going to beat this time by a bunch. State records 3:25.10. They won't get there, but close. Man, close. Close to that record. Here comes, I think this is Lebo. I think Lebo's going to end up second. We'll check it when they put up the official results.
Bring your best. Put a little extra stress on you. You have to maybe put out a little more effort than you want to for a preliminary heat.
When you mentioned that about being so close together, that's when it's a 4x4, but that's the time when the handoffs come a little bit. Those got to be, that may determine between first and fourth. You could be running in state finals because your handoff is better.
You can be nothing short of just chaos when you're down there. The first handoff's easy, like you said, because it is a stagger, but the second and third handoffs can get pretty interesting.
Well, here's your first leg here, this 4x400 meter relay. And again, we're keeping an eye on Stanton County, Smith Center, and Wabaunsee. Lanes 3, 4, and 5. Back Smith Center's Logan Zabel making a move, but look at the outside, lane 8. That is Mount Ridge. See if I can find out who that is for Mount Ridge. Mount Ridge's 15th best time, but Alonzo Pariso, who's a senior, runs a great leadoff leg and puts Mount Ridge at least temporarily in the lead. But chasing pretty close behind him, Stanton County Smith Center. And the stagger's coming up. We'll see how this sorts out. To the inside they go. And into the lead is the Redmen of Smith Center. So Smith Center has the lead for the moment. It looks like Stanton County right behind him, and Mount Ridge, which had the lead temporarily, falls into fourth place. But this is your second leg here. And again, we're in the first heat of Class 2A. All-time, Johnson, Stanton County in 1986. The team of Darrell Hurd, Whaley, and Yingling ran a 3:22.3. But plenty of company here. There you go. Did you see that go from first to third?
Well, that's something your next leg has to take care of. You're out here in fourth and fifth place. You had a whole quarter to see that, to nudge your way into the third position along the start. And
right.
If you look at the starter and say, hey, I need to get in here, they're probably going to let you in.
Right.
But that was almost a big mistake.
Yeah, it could have been disaster, but We have a new leader out front in the lead, and we are in leg 3, I think. Yeah, we're in leg number 3. Smith Center follows the second. I believe that is Wabunsie. Wabunsie started in lane 3. They are in front.
Stanton County and Smith Center now getting it down to a 2-team fight here.
David Heileman, he's in second place. He's with Smith Center, and here we go, anchor leg, and this is going to be a good run to the finish. Smith Center running in that second lane a little bit outside. It's going to make a little bit more longer of a journey for him. But he may make a move on the right shoulder, and the Redmen are out front. Whoop, Redmen fall behind now. What a great job of holding him off.
Stanton County with Caleb Carrasco.
34-75. That is Caleb Carrasco from Stanton County, as Stanton County is in the lead, holding off Smith Center at the moment. Stanton County's lead now 10 meters. For a moment, like Jesse Staples of Smith Center was going to take the lead, but right now it's Stanton County's race to lose. Final 50 meters. Caleb Carrasco is going to win it. Punch a ticket. Stanton County is in tomorrow's final. Smith Center finishes second. And Stanton County just took that. Pittsburgh St. Mary's Colgan is in lane 3. Plainville in lane 4. Republic County in lane 5. St. John lane 6. Elbing Marine Academy is in lane 7. And Hillsboro is in lane 8. Of these 8 teams, Rod, I love Plainville. I've already seen a number of their performers, so I know they've got the medal to be really a competitor. But the best time is actually Plainville, but right close behind them is Republic County. They're in lane 5, and boy, you never count out St. Mary's Colgan. They got a lot of 400-meter runners that could very well assert themselves here in Class 2A.
They always have great track tradition, too. They always seem to bring a lot of good numbers, a lot of people to this meet, especially in the middle distance and faster races, and certainly that's the case this weekend too.
So in lane 5, this is Republic County, and in lane 4, that's Plainville. We've seen this young man before, Hayden Friend, I believe, from Plainville, with Pittsburgh St. Mary's Colgan right to his left shoulder. And actually Plainville gets the first handoff. So second leg we're into, Class 2A, second heat. They'll hit the stagger, and then we'll get a good idea of which team has asserted themselves in the lead.
And Ellis moving up into third place. So there's Plainville and Republic County 1 and 2.
There's Chase Kelmer from Plainville, trying to hold off a challenge here. He's bib 31.56. This is going to be a pretty good chase to that third leg. And here you see it go side by side toward the finish.
Next up in the 4A triple jump.
And here we go.
Plainville with a little bit of trouble there, using what's called an overhead handoff. When you look at it, if you watch closely, instead of having the hand down and having someone place it down in your hand, they're reaching up high. It has its advantages and disadvantages. One, you have to grab the baton if you're the next guy running and take it from the guy who's tired. There's a chance you can drop it. The benefit of that, of course, is there is less chance of it getting knocked out of your hand down low when everybody's swinging their arms, scrambling to get the next handoff away.
Which do you prefer?
I like the overhead. I always coached overhead handoff. Reach up high, get the baton out away from all the congestion that's happening down at the waist level.
Probably a good idea. Here's the third leg. This is a good leg being run. Ellis, Inman, Pittsburgh, St. Mary's, Colgan, Plainville. And anchor leg coming.
And that is Republic County with the lead.
Lead goes to 15 meters. The good anchor leg coming. But second place making a charge here.
Well, Plainville's certainly going to try to make this interesting. Republic County got out to about a 15-meter lead, but it is evaporating in a hurry. We'll see how much is left in the tank here in the last 200 meters.
180 meters to go. Still got a lot of time here. This is Republic County. Republic County's team, the anchor leg, is Jama Glue. He is the sophomore, and he is trying to bring his team to a first place finish here in the prelims, and it looks like he's going to do it. So Republic County first, and they are in the state final on a terrific anchor leg run by Jama Glue, the sophomore. Do really well.
And you're probably going to see a lot of that in the next. Maybe not quite as much. Some of the bigger schools have a few more personnel that they can maybe plug in various areas. Certainly in the smaller schools, you're going to see people in 1, 2, 3, 4 events, especially the sprinters.
So Class 3A, 4x400 meter relay. Marion in lane 1. Norton Community is in lane 2. Lakin in lane 3. Perry-Lecompton is in lane 4. Is a good time to point this out as they head to the backstretch. Halstead in lane 5. Seneca Nemaha Central's lane 6. Osage City lane 7. And Beloit, they are in lane 8. Lane 8 to the right as you see it. Lane 8 is to the left as you see it. Lane 1 to the right as we bring it to you. First leg here. And among these teams in this Class 3A event, the best time belongs to Perry-Lecompton. In fact, the time is almost 3 seconds better than the second best time. So Perry-Lecompton certainly the team to watch. They are in lane 4, 327.99, and they punched that time just below 328. That's kind of a good meter to measure where the good from really good is that 328 mark. And handoff's clean.
Yeah, everything good. Everybody's away. It looked like Hillsborough was trying to get out, or check that Beloit trying to get out and push the issue a little bit. They led pretty much the whole first leg of that until the very end, and then the cream of the crop started rising up to the top, and they started overhauling him.
Dalton Kellum is a sophomore. His bib number 3127, and we can clearly see that is Perry-Lecompton. They are in first place in the second leg, but he's getting a good challenge. In fact, to the outside, this is Beloit. Beloit to the outside. He started in lane 8, and now our new leader, at least temporarily, is from Beloit. What a great move here. I'm going to get his number. It's Ryan Jackson. Ryan Jackson, I think we saw him earlier, running lane 2. And Ryan Jackson is going to give Beloit the lead, it looks like, or very close to it, as we head to the third leg. That's a good second leg.
It is, and we've talked about front loading. We'll see how this plays out here in the next two legs, whether they were trying to take that chance, put their big guns up towards the front, maybe try to steal something, see if something will happen that can get them into the finals.
Well, look at that, just jetting out to the front. Perry-Lecompton, I wondered why their time was so much better than everyone else. Well, here's a good reason, because the guy wearing bib number 3129, that is Colton Maloney. Maloney is a sophomore, and he has put his team squarely in front. Though it looks like he's getting a little bit of a challenge here. In fact, getting real close. We head toward the home stretch here. Is that Norton Community? I think it is. How about that? We saw him earlier. Let me check his number. Norton Community. That is Kobe McEwen from Norton Community. Check that. That's Tyus Henson. That was Tyus Henson from Norton Community. He just handed off to his team, and this is going to be a pretty good finish here. At least a good third leg. Norton Community out in front. Past Perry-Lecompton. And for Norton Community, let me get the bib number 2906. Is this Jace Reuter? I think it is. This is the anchor leg here. Jace Reuter, the football star, trying to deliver at least another spot in the state finals for his team. But can he win it to hold off Perry-Lecompton? Jace Reuter bringing it home, 4x400 meter, and he's going to win it. Jace Reuter is going to hold off Cole Kellum with a great time. Anytime this weather, anytime it can just look like this on a Friday, we will take it. And it's been great so far. Here's your lane assignments. Hoisington, Silver Lake, Fredonia, Hugoton. And then Garden Plain, Caney Valley, Atchison, Mar Hill, Mount Academy is in lane 7. And then Wellsville in lane 8. This is the second heat of Class 3A in the boys 4x400 meter relay. The national record, we talked about that 328 mark. The all-time record, 307.4. That's a national record at 307.4 set by a team Hawthorne, California. They did it at Austin, Texas in a national meet.
That's quick.
That's just getting around
absurd.
track. It is absurd. Lane 8 is Wellsville. And again, they stay in their lane, so it's easy to tell who's doing well. Hugoton right behind him. They're in lane 4. Here comes the first handoff. First leg going to second leg. And it looks like Hugoton's going to get the baton first, but right behind him, nice leg, first leg run by Wellsville. Hugoton's second baton holder is Ivan Villa. And Ivan Villa is a junior. Ivan Villa is a junior. He's got the baton at the moment for Fredonia. Wellsville, which came into the meet as one of the lower times. Second leg is Wyatt Campbell as they've fallen off the pace a little bit. Boy, almost a trip there.
Boy, very close. Almost stepped off the track. You definitely do not want to do that. That will get you disqualified in a hurry. And it's one of those things where you start to get a little tired, your arms start to get a little heavy, and you're just trying to stay as smooth and as quiet as you can. And that's very tough to do in this race. The
guy in second place is just taking the lead. I got the feeling that he said, hey, I'm going to take advantage here, and he does. That is a team for Fredonia. Fredonia is in the lead as we had a lead change here and into leg 3 here. Time is really good here in the second heat.
Well, they are. They're running some pretty impressive times. You get in 3:26 so far this year, one of the fastest times in Class 3A, trying to make that stand up here.
So Fredonia in the lead, Hugoton in second. These two competitors, let me see if I can get you some names here for Fredonia. Again, Fredonia had one of the lower times here, 5th overall. This should be Carter, check it, Alex Wood. Alex Wood for Fredonia. Now we got a new leader. So back and forth they go, and lead handed back, and Hugoton, Dawson, Kerbow will hand off to the anchor leg, and that will be Mitchell Hamlin. Mitchell Hamlin, the junior, has the anchor leg for Hugoton. And can they hold off the second place team at the moment? Man, all of a sudden it went from a tight race to 30 meters.
Well, Hamlin just pulling away. One thing you can do when you're in this race, if you have that kind of a lead, you can sprint all out and just take it to the corner and then just rely on the people trying to chase you to just wear themselves out, and then you can try to just back up a little bit and just try to bring it in first place.
Mitchell Hamlin taking some pride in running the anchor leg. Look at him, extended his lead down the last 120 meters. He looks really smooth. Hugoton.
Well, I didn't know they had sprinters like this.
Man.
They have great cross-country teams year after year in high school, but yeah, showing a little speed too.
Mitchell Hamlin's going to win it, at least this prelim, and then the battle for second. Remember, the first two were in, and there's second place.
Now on the award stand.
And that's Boise coming from way back.